Hi, my name is Tequila Bow, and I'm here today to talk to you about interviewing skills. These tips that I will be giving you today will actually ensure that you get the job. If you follow these tips correctly, then you will have employers calling you from back to back. Getting ready. Appearance is everything. Making sure that you dress the part, for one. That's always important. You don't want to go to an interview looking a hot sloppy mess. You don't want to go to an interview with your pants sagging. That goes for the guys. You don't want to go to the interviews with your breasts all out. That's for the girls. You don't want to go to the interview wearing tennis shoes. I prefer that you wear some maybe heels for the girls and some dress shoes for the guys. Sandals, open toe shoes are not acceptable for interviews. Don't know an employer want to go and see your toes. They may be pretty as all outdoors, but 9 out of 10 employers do not want to see your toes. Alright, bring a nice portfolio with copies of your resume. That way that if the employer asks for a resume, you can have one on hand. Make sure your resumes are not all bent up like this, folded like this, all crinkled up. You want to have a nice, smooth resume, just like this, right? Bring pen and paper so that you can take notes on to what the employer is talking about during the interview process. You always want to take notes. So therefore, if an interview asks you at the end of the process what was said and what they went over, then you can always just look back on your notes and be able to state word for word, or just kind of skim through and get key ideas and key points, So that's always important. That's good. Being on time is very important as well. You want to arrive 15 minutes early, but do not arrive 2 minutes early. Don't arrive too early, because then that can actually throw off the interview process. The employer was busy and you showed up too early, which made them have to go off schedule, or the employer might look at that as, okay, you're showing up too early. You don't want to do that. You want to show up just enough time so that you can still get yourself together and still have plenty of time to meet with this employer. Alright. You want to leave your house 30 minutes early so that if your interview is during traffic hours or traffic jam times, then you can, have that little window of space right there so that you can be stuck in traffic for that little bit of time. If you're not quite sure where the location of this interview is at, then I advise for you to go the day before and drive to that location so that you can get comfortable with getting there. Wasting a little bit of gas can go a long way in getting the job. So that's just another key tip to making sure you make the first impression count. First impressions are always important, because the first impression that somebody has of you will be a lifelong impression. You can never get that back. Stay calm. Being calm is very important. You don't want to go to the interview all nervous and all just not mentally prepared for this, because if you do, then you can stumble over your words, you can talk too fast, you may not talk clearly, or you don't want any of those situations to occur. The employer needs to be able to understand everything that you are saying. Talk clearly, talk proper. Don't go in there talking slang. Don't be like, hey, yeah, what's up, man, all that, because it's not proper. It's not gonna work. The employer gonna look at you and be like, dismiss yourself. Just go and dismiss yourself. That interview will be over before it even started. So always use proper English. All the things that they stress to you in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, it's all true. You really do want to have proper English. So oh yeah, and since I'm visually looking at my tattoos now, that's another thing. Have your tattoos covered. It's not a great idea to get tattoos in places where they're visible, but if you do have tattoos in places where visible, then you want to get some skin makeup. It's makeup that you put on your skin, and what you do is it'll cover up the tattoos. See, I got them on my wrist, my hands, I got them right here. You know what I'm saying? They're, let me see, right here. I got them all right there, right here. These can just be covered up with a long sleeve shirt or whatnot. I have them on my legs too, so you know, just wear pants is for myself, you know. But anyway, back on subject. Like I said, being cool, calm, and collected is important. You want to ensure that you are able to speak clearly. When you're nervous, you tend to, like I said, skip words, talk over your words, stumble, talk non-clearly rather. So always stay calm, and the process of this interview can go just that much more smoother. Pay attention. You must pay attention to what the employer is talking about. Because if you're not paying attention to what the employer is talking about, then he can tell you some very key things, some very important things, rather, and you will not be able to go back and remember what that employer said if you're not paying attention. So always focus on what that employer is talking about. You don't want the employer to ask you a question, and because you weren't paying attention, you don't know what the question was, or you forgot the question. So you don't want to embarrass yourself like that, because that right there will make the employer think, okay, she doesn't pay attention, or he doesn't pay attention. That's never good. You know, the employer does not want to have to feel like they're babysitting. They don't want to tell you something more than once, you know. So you're supposed to come to work prepared, come to work ready to work, and be, you know, focused on that job in particular. All right. So show the employer what you know. Basically, sell yourself. No, not monetary, but as in selling yourself to let this employer know all about your educational background, all about your previous job experiences. Let this employer know about any little volunteer work you did. No, you don't want to come off like you're bragging. No, you don't want to do that, because don't no employer like a cocky person and a braggy type person. A lot of employers do not like that. You know, but you do want to tell this employer all the things that you have, all the qualities that you have that can actually help that company out. Basically, make that employer realize, hey, I need you. I need this person here particularly. That employer has to feel like without you, their company cannot succeed. They need to feel like you are the key to the success of their company. So whether it's a Burger King job or to working in a law firm, you still want to make this employer know that you are what they're looking for, that you have everything that they're looking for. Alright, and at the end of the interview, you want to tell the employer thank you for giving you this opportunity to meet with them, to giving you this opportunity to show them what you have to offer. You want to as well let the employer know that you are very appreciative of the interview, and then you want to send out thank you notes, not just only to one person in particular, but to everyone who was interviewing you. If it was a group interview, then you want to send thank you notes out to every last one of them interviewers. If it was just one person, then you will send a thank you note out to that one person. But either way it go, you still want to send a thank you note, because that shows right there that extra step, that extra initiative that will make the employer know, hey, most people don't do this, but you know, this person here does this. And on top of that, that will make them pull your application that much more quicker, and that'll make them be like, maybe we should give this person a call back. You know, a thoughtful person, basically. Doing these little simple steps right here will have your phone blowing up and ringing off the hook with employers. So always follow these tips right here, and it's a few more that I could go over, but I can be talking all day long going over these tips, and I'm quite sure a couple of these tips you already know. So with that being said, I'm going to bring this presentation to a conclusion. Alright, again, my name is Tequila Bow, and if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me at tequilabow@hotmail.com. That's TEQUILABOWEL@hotmail.com. You can also hit me up on Twitter at I'm just going to type that down because I can't say the word, but you can hit me up on Twitter, and also you can as well hit me up on Facebook, Tequila Latrice Juanita Bow. You can find me on there as well. So I'm going to just bring this to a conclusion, and you all have a very great day.